Hello. Today we're going to look at adding volunteer hours to an existing partnership. This scenario would be you have a partnership in place and the partner comes in themselves or with their group and they actually provide the volunteer hours. We need to document that as actual volunteer hours provided. This only has to be done once. You don't have to document this both in the alliance drop-down box and in the partnership. It just needs to be done in the partnership, and it should only be done once. To enter, we're going to go into the GAP system and select the partner from the drop-down menu. You'll see that when you pull the partner's name up, it'll bring up the history list down at the bottom of all the partners' partnerships. And we're going to click to edit, and we're actually going to view the partnership, and we're going to add actual volunteer hours. This button is located up at the top next to the Edit Agreement button. And next to description, or in description of work, we're going to type in what the description of work was. Select the volunteer type. So we have a photographer. That's a skilled trade. We'll say that the photographer took 3 hours, and then a number of hours. If he had an assistant, we can put 2 in, so the photographer and the assistant. And then we select the rate. It'll tell you the rate, and that calculates the cash value of that volunteer. Now you have the additional ability to specify the volunteer with this drop-down list. If the volunteer is someone who frequents your park as a volunteer and has entered into a secondary partnership with you so that they are credited with the volunteer hours, you can select them from the drop-down menu. So in this case, we're just going to select generic volunteer so that that information gets populated back to generic volunteer. You do have to select somebody, so if the person's not in the list, generic volunteer is the correct answer. And then the actual date that the individual worked with this. So this was a 2006 partnership, so I will put in that he did this on 6/6 of 06. You can enter multiple lines in if there were multiple volunteers. If you have a group where one person is a frequent volunteer or 1 or 2 people are frequent volunteers and they are in the drop-down volunteer list, you need to take them out of the volunteer count for generic and add them as their own line item. Once you've done that, click the red X. The red X will save that information, and you have updated and added partners to your partnership.